wonderful clinicians. This is Ali Nasseh with a quick preview of a very new and exciting endodontic product that is going to be available and released by Brasseler USA at this year's American Association of Endodontists meeting in San Francisco. I'm talking about this product here. This is the EndoSync handpiece that also, along with the combination of this new apex locator, EndoSync AI, can work independently here as a cordless handpiece for endodontic rotary instrumentation that also has reciprocation through a process called OTR, or optimized torque reduction, which I will talk to you about in a second. But more importantly, look at this. It can actually get connected to the apex locator for live reading of the apex during your instrumentation. Now, that is a really significant and important improvement in the way we practice endodontics. And to be honest, at the beginning, I thought that it was going to be a gimmick, but after having given it a thorough testing, which I will reveal in the upcoming complete review of the product, I've been completely impressed and blown away by its level of accuracy, as well as the beauty of combining instrumentation with live apex locator reading. It gives you lots of control over where the apex is, and you don't necessarily have to put it on the whole time. You can use it at the beginning to measure your working length, then register the length, and then remove it, and then you have the freedom of a cordless handpiece to do your instrumentation. But besides the fact that the apex locators uses the same technology as the Root ZX, which is an established and well-known apex locator, so it's very accurate. The handpiece itself is quite amazing in the sense that it has a patented technology called OTR, or optimized torque reduction, which it means that basically the handpiece is primarily a rotary handpiece, and it rotates at the designated time, RPM and torque control that you program into it. It has 6 different memory settings that you can completely customize the handpiece to do the torque and the speed and the torque reduction and the OTR and live apex locator reading or not into the 6 settings. But more importantly, you can set it up so that it has fairly low torque reduction, torque control setting. So let's say I put it at 0.2, and then basically the handpiece, the file in the handpiece, let's say you're using a sharp cutting file such as an EndoSequence or an ESX file, and then as soon as the torque exceeds that level, then the rotation, which is the most efficient type of cutting available for instruments, can then turn into this 90-degree back and forth reciprocation until that obstruction is relieved, and then it proceeds to do rotation. So it's actually a very, very convenient and great way to get away from this idea that things either have to be all rotation or all reciprocation. This combination, called OTR, allows you to have rotation, which is far more optimal than reciprocation when you can, and then reciprocation when you absolutely need it, which is at a time when you have increased torque placed on a file. So I just want to quickly show you a case that I did. I'm going to show you the first case that I did using this technology, and you can take a look at it. It's just really remarkable. So this thing arrived at my office, and then I immediately put it to use and started using it. And this is the case that I did using it, which is basically a premolar. So let's take a look at this case. Okay, this premolar, necrotic premolar, has an estimated working length of about 19 millimeters, and this patient has also distal decay, as you can see, and what we decided to do is, following isolation, to go in there and basically use the protocol for proper access opening, which involves flattening the cusps so you can have a fairly good and reproducible reference point. Then I'm using the real-world endo access kit, using first the diamond to flatten the cusps. Now this is the saber cut burr in the kit that is very efficient in removing unsupported enamel and decay, followed by using a number 4 slow speed round burr, and I always use an ultrasonic very quickly thereafter to remove the remaining debris. And as you can see, here is what we're left with. Now here we're using a special caulking material here that helps not only give a secondary seal against any potential curvicular fluid leakage, but also close the circuit that could potentially cause a short circuit by having an apex locator in that area. So this is a non-conductor, and what we do is we take the handpiece. I have the memory 2 programmed so that it basically using 300 RPM at 0.2 torque using OTR. And right off the bat, the ESX file expediter reaches the apex. And as you saw, the file is programmed, so as soon as you put the handpiece in the canal, it recognizes that it's in there, and it starts, and then it stops as soon as it reaches the apex. So you can adjust the stopper. You can do that a couple of times to confirm that you have the apex correctly. And here I then measure the length. It's 18 millimeters according to my ruler. And now, based on the ESX protocol, I'm going to go from the expediter, because we had minimal engagement, directly to a size 4504. And this is only possible because of the booster tip that is available on the ESX file. So here, once again, as you can see, the file is doing its rotation. And as soon as it feels a little bit of torque, it proceeds to become reciprocating. And it reciprocates and rotates as soon as the torque is relieved. And this way, your files really do not get torqued. This reduces dramatically cyclic fatigue and excessive torque on the files, and will, in my prediction, dramatically reduce the rate of instrument separations. So as you saw, we worked the 45 down to the apex very quickly using several strokes and irrigated the debris out. And now here I'm just applying the 3DXP file, which is a file that is currently not yet available in the market, but it will essentially have the function of cleaning and removing any potential debris that's on the canal walls. And we use that for about 60 seconds going up and down. And what this file is doing is, through its unique shape, it is scraping the walls of the dentin, cleaning it up. And here now, following the ultrasonic to remove any potential debris that might be left, and using also this additional device that uses a little bit of ultrasonic with irrigation to disinfect. And last, I use the EndoVac, which is a negative pressure system, as you know, to clean out the debris. As you can see, I'm using basically everything possible to disinfect. Now I'm fitting the cone for the matching biceramic coated gutta percha cone that matches the ESX. And here, as you can see here, it's a little bit foreshortened, and you can see from the x-ray the angle is not correct. But you will see from the final x-ray that it is actually, I didn't make any changes, I used the same cone. And now I'm placing the biceramic sealer, which is the BC sealer, in the canal, and proceed to then cement the cone to the same recorded length. So the cone is cemented. Now I look at it, there's a little bit of space on the side, no problem. We put another 25 next to it. This is the beauty of hydraulic condensation. It's a bonded technique that relies on the biceramic cement to do the filling for you. So now I'm just searing off a couple of millimeters above the orifice, and now condensing down that molten gutta percha so that I can end up with a surface that is entirely of gutta percha without any rim of sealer being exposed. So I proceed to do that condensation right at the level of the orifice, originally with a nice size 10 and followed by size 9. And the best way to remove the remaining sealer is using ultrasonics and water. And then at the very end, again, use a number 9 plugger to just further condense the gutta percha to make sure that I have a good seal right around the rim. So this is our pre-op radiograph showing the tooth, and now with the post-op, you can see we even got a lateral canal puff right in the area of the lesion based on this hydraulic condensation right at the level of the orifice. And that I'm going to follow up this case. Obviously, this was recently done, but I'm going to have a follow-up for this in a few months, and I have no doubt that it's going to heal very well. Okay, as you saw, the combination of this little handpiece with its special and patented technology for OTR, or optimized torque reduction, it is going to dramatically make the process of instrumentation not only more efficient but also safer, because it'll allow you to have a more efficient rotation type of a motion in your instrumentation, and then only switch to reciprocation when it is needed. Now, I will be doing much more tutorials and show probably best uses for this handpiece in specific situations in both basic and advanced cases. I've done a bunch of advanced cases with double curvatures, and I've been shocked to see how this instrument can easily get around these curvatures because of this kind of a OTR motion. And the first thing that I have noticed is that I'm using less files, and specifically I'm using a lot less hand files. So previously I was working all cases to a size 15 hand file, but what I have noticed is that I'm really using only one hand file on the canal to just create and confirm a path, and then using this protocol with the ESX advanced protocol and the OTR motion, I'm able to navigate around really difficult cases and difficult curvatures and yet get safe and predictable results. So stay tuned to see some other video tutorials that is going to showcase the OTR technology as well as this new handpiece EndoSync along with the EndoSync AI that, in my opinion, create a formidable combo for making your instrumentation both safer, more predictable, and as well as more efficient. For Real World Endo, I'm Ali Nasseh, and I hope you found this information helpful.